Hello everyone, Ceri the Crafter here, that's C-E-R-I the Crafter, and we're back with another Margarete Miller collage challenge. And this week is week number 22, and this actually brings me up to date because the week I'm filming this is actually the week of this challenge. So I've caught back up on the videos. I made one this morning for week 21 obviously, and this week 22. So those are actually the prompts. There you go. Let's put this over here. I'm always cautious. I want to make sure that you get to see the entire thing. So hopefully that, because sometimes this corner gets cut off. I hope it hasn't here. So let's have a quick look through the prompts and see what we've got. So first thing is a date. Right. I managed to find this, and this has got a date on it. So I'm happy with that. But also there's a couple of other things in this mix that have a date on them as well. So I'm quite happy that I've got that, at least to establish that. Number 2, a group of 3. Okay, I have a group of 3 blossoms on there that are pink. I have a group of 3 handbags, or clutch bags, or notebooks. I have a group of 3 pictures. I have a group of 3 suitcases. And I have a group of 3 cartoon characters. So I think we've got 3 covered. I'm not intending on using all of them, maybe only one set of them. I could use 2 if it works for me. I don't know until I get into this a bit further. A flag. Okay, flag was slightly difficult, but I rooted through my postage stamps, and that represents the American flag to me, and all of those are flags of different nations there. So I've got flags, and I'll probably use all of these on there actually just to tick that box. Something found underwater. Okay, so luckily enough I found another stamp, because we like the stamps, with a fish on it. I found this that I had in my box from magazine clippings that also has fish in it, and I thought I might use that fish, or I might use that seahorse. I could even use that crab if I want. This is a bit of rice paper, so I was okay with that as well. So let's put these to one side. That's over there. What else is on here? A ribbon. Okay, I didn't want to use a real ribbon because I've used quite a bit of fabric so far in this, and I'm conscious that I might end up with it too bulky, but I did find this clipping that is a piece of ribbon from a magazine, so I'm going to use that as my entry for a piece of ribbon. Something with a bumpy surface. Okay. I put some of my art scraps through my embossing folder, so I've got some texture here, so I might even come in and maybe, actually let's just take a little of ink on, that would be good, wouldn't it? Take a little bit of ink and just do that, and that will actually bring the texture up even more if I want to. So I'm not sure, I'm playing around with this idea at the moment. So, but I quite like the greenness of this as well. So anyway, so we've got bumpy texture as well. So that covers all of the criteria. Right, now, do I have a plan? No. Did I have a plan? No. To be honest, I was uploading a video this morning. I then filmed another video directly after that. And this is my 3rd video of the day. And to be honest with you, my brain didn't plan this far ahead. So we're just going to go for this and see what comes out of it. Now, I sort of focused on the something under the ocean theme. So with that in mind, I've sort of pulled out some background papers. Some have got a nautical theme to them. Oh, is there a date on that? I can't find it. Yes, there's a date on there as well. Okay, I might use that instead of the other one because the other one is for athletics. So right, so I've got some nautical type of things here. Got some coffee or dye coloured stuff. Got some music, got some text paper. So I'm not really sure. I'm going to dip into this, and this is what I'm going to build my background from. And I mustn't forget, I've got to use my texture background. So I think we're just going to pull these papers in and actually just get ripping, get tearing, get gluing. Right, normal compartments here. I've got a couple of pairs of scissors, tear ruler, glue book. I've got my glue. I also have my Fabri-Tac on hand just in case I've got something that's a little thicker that needs to go down. And I think I'm going to just start off by just getting stuff on this page. So I noticed in the last video I was a little bit out of shot. I'm sorry about that. I will endeavour to correct that. So I'm just going to tear this into 2 pieces and then put 2 pieces on this page somewhere, just so I'm happy that everything's sorted. Actually, I'll just tear a little bit more off that one, just to get the edge nice and done. There you go. And I'm just going to do this really quickly, guys. I want to stick this down, get it sorted, see how it all looks, and then build from there, because I want to try and get this one edited and updated today, uploaded as well today, so then I know I'm fully up to speed with everything that's been going on. So, as I only filmed this morning, and as I haven't looked at any comments or anything, I don't really have a lot more to say than I did this morning. Which I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, to be honest with you. Weather here, pretty miserable, wet, cold. It's like we've gone back into winter. If I'll put that down, I want to put something down there as well. It feels as if we've gone back into winter, to be honest with you. That's never a good thing. No, I will put that down next. I'm not sure. We here in the UK, this weekend is a bank holiday weekend, so it's a public holiday. I can't remember whether Friday, today is a public holiday or Monday is a public holiday. I'm getting a bit confused with all of that lot. To be honest with you, I've never really known what bank holidays are supposed to be for. We seem to have a lot of them where everyone gets a day off work, and I'm like, I would have thought after almost a year of being away from work, maybe we should have cancelled one of these days off. Really? Because do we really need more days off? Or is that just me being selfish? So let's see, I think this glue stick is beginning to run out on me. So hopefully not. Well, not hopefully not. I do have a spare right next to me, so there's no problem there. Right, that's going to slot in up there. I'm just using the smoother to smooth that down. Yeah, as soon as I finish this video, I'm then going to jump in and try and do some more sorting out in this room, because, as I said, I'm just beginning to get back to the point where I'm unpacking again. Well, again, I'm unpacking from having the craft cave done, so I'm a little disorientated at the moment because I don't actually know where half my supplies are. My priority was to try and get videoing again, so I could actually catch up on my workload of videos, because I'm a little bit behind. Well, I won't be after this one, so that's fine with me. That might go across there, actually. I'm unsure. I might well tear that down a bit. Sorry, squirrel. Got easily distracted there. So yeah, it's a little difficult at the moment because I'm trying to be productive in an unproductive space. Half the craft cave is unpacked. Oh, I like that side better than that side, or do I? Yes, I do. I'll keep that side because I think I want to put for very glue Griffiths. Those go into a box, by the way, and I do use them for tag backgrounds, journal card backgrounds. Sometimes I just use them to reinforce other pieces, or I sandwich them between 2 thinner bits of paper stock just so that I've got something to give them a little more support, so book pages don't get thrown out in this craft room. They get utilised for something else. Let's slide that down there, and I've completely forgotten what I was saying. So anyway, so I'm sort of in the process of unpacking and resorting all of my supplies into my craft cave. And what I'm doing, that's run out now. What I'm doing is actually unpacking my storage boxes and sorting at the same time, because I really do not want to put stuff by and then later on have to go through it and sort it out. It just makes no sense for me to do that. So it's taken me a little bit longer to do it, the unpacking, but my thinking is I would rather spend the time doing the unpacking than actually do double duty and have to then redo it again later. Okay, I think that strip can go into the scrap box. So what else have I got on here? I want to add some text to this page. Let's just tear that down there. I'm also a little bit thrown because where I have the arm for holding this iPad up it's actually in a different side of me than it normally is. So I'm constantly aware that I could be knocking it, which I'm being a little bit cautious of my movements. I've put it on this side instead of that side because I think this side will be more stable, so there'd be less rocking around of, oh look, there's two of those, didn't even know that. There'll be less rocking around of the iPad if I happen to walk anywhere, because this is an old house with an old room with old floorboards, and if you walk in some places, the other places move. So I'm trying to cut down the amount of movement, but unless I actually got a bracket put into the ceiling, which I'm not about to do, people. I'll go over that and I'll trim that later. Which I'm not about to do. If there's one in the ceiling, it wouldn't rock because I'd never be anywhere that it would actually rock from. So, but we'll do the best we can, so hopefully it's not too distracting, and if it is, I'm sure one of you would tell me, and then I would try my absolute darndest to do something about it. But at the moment, this is what I think is working. I'm not noticing any adverse rocking of the camera, unless of course I knock the camera, which I've done more than once, I can tell you. So right, I'm going to put some of the nautical pieces on here while I've got them in my eyesight, just so that I don't forget that's what I was thinking. I think I want the smaller pieces. So these are just all of the stuff I'm using image-wise is pretty much all from magazines. I tend to harvest images from magazines. My friends know me by now, and they actually save me magazines if they've had them, or if I go to the doctor's surgery or the dentist or something and they've got magazines there, I'll always say whether they've got any old magazines they're getting rid of, and they're usually quite good about that if they've got some. Worst thing they can do is say no, but you know what? I always found that it's worth asking, because usually there's a pile somewhere and they're like, oh, we were going to throw these out. Do you really want them? I'm like, yes, please, I'll have those. Thank you very much. So, yeah, it's where I get most of my images from. Unless, of course, I'm doing a journal project, which is when I use digital downloads, and I'd either use my own digital downloads or I'd purchase digital downloads off one of the Etsy suppliers out there. I'm looking at that thinking that's probably enough of those. I do need to put the edges around there. Where's the textural pieces? Let's put these to one side a second and just pull in the texture stuff. Actually, what I'm thinking about, is that too wide for that? It is too wide for that. That would have been perfect, but never mind. Right, so I think we're getting to the point where I need to decide texture. And I need to make a decision as to colour. Now this seems to be quite white at the moment, and I'm okay with it being quite white. But do I want to add a splash of something in? I'm going to put that to one side. I think I'm going to use some of this colour. Now, because it's a thicker cardstock, and what this is, guys, is this was actually me playing around jelly printing onto some, I think, I can't remember what this paper was called. It's quite a thick paper, as you can see. It's almost like, I can't speak, guys, it's almost like cardstock. Let's put that by there, actually. I'm going to put quite a bit of glue on the back of this because it's textured. It's gonna want to peel up on me. Yeah, so I can't remember exactly. I want to say it was a heavy-duty cartridge card or something like that. It was something I hadn't come across before, and I was trying it out. I'm not sure I even know where I bought it, to be honest. So anyway, that's what that is. That was probably very unhelpful and not at all what you were looking for as far as information goes. So, but sorry about that. So, I'm running out of things to say, actually, because I've said so much already today. I do know, as I said, I'm working tonight, so I'm doing a night shift tonight. Actually, I'm doing a night shift because today is Friday. I'm doing night shifts Friday, Saturday, Sunday and Monday night because of the bank holiday weekend. I'm I'm covering other people so that they get a chance to be with their families on the bank holiday. So I'm like, that's okay with me. I mean, there's only my sister and I left in my family, and we actually live together. So it's not like I'm going to miss my family. We're in the same darn house. So let's take that off there. Let's tear this down a bit, just because I want to get 3 splashes of this colour in here. Not necessarily that white edge. So yes, so the next 3 nights are going to be a little hard on the old sleep pattern, because it means I start work at 11 o'clock at night and then I finish work at 7 o'clock in the morning. It does mess with you. I can't deny that. It does mess with your sleep patterns. I mean, I've spent a life where I've always had weird sleep patterns anyway. I used to be a chef, so I did split shifts, which was not conducive to sleep. I was then a baker and confectioner, also not conducive to sleep. I was then a professional entertainer and dancer, so therefore that wasn't really conducive to sleep. So every career I've had has pretty much had really bizarre working hours. So there you go. Okay, moving on from that, because we don't need to talk about that. So there you go. Right, let's have a little look where we are on these prompts. So a date. I haven't put a date. Oh, I have got a date. Date's in already. That means this little piece has to go in the parking lot. Right, date is done. A group of 3. Right. Shall we make a decision about the group of 3? Excuse me a minute. Oh, frog in the throat there. And I wanted, actually, I should really address that now, shouldn't I? Get that sorted. So what do I feel like? Let's have a look. There's nothing really. I wonder whether I can just tear that down right against that edge. And maybe that will give me just enough of that strip. I like to keep the prompts because it reminds me of the prompts, pretty much. I mean, sorry about that. I know that was obvious to everyone else but me. But yeah, I like to keep the prompts because it explains to me why what is on the page is on the page. Also, it gives me the week number. I know I could count it from day 1, but really, am I going to? No, I'm just going to cheat and read it. Right, so I just need a little something under there. I had some of this left. No, I don't want that colour under there. That's not a colour I want to introduce. Decisions, people. Actually, I think I am going to put a bit of this under there. Only because looking at the stuff that's to come up, there are little bits of green involved. So let's just tear the edge of that off. I can probably bring it to about there. It'll be enough. Remember, perfection is not the name of the game here. Just getting it done is the name of the game here for me. So I think I want to just snip that straighter. Not that I'm the best person at cutting a straight line in the world, but that will be acceptable. Let's get that glued down, and then I know that all of the bits are covered up and we can just work on the rest. I'm trying to think, what other updates have you got? I've got a TV show coming up on the 15th of June, so I need to start thinking about that. I'm launching a new mould for a company called KTC Designs, which I do quite a lot of freelance work for, to be honest. That's where most of my TV demonstrations come from, is KTC Designs. They're a great company based here in Britain, and they make a really good quality silicone moulds for cake and craft. They do card products, they do MDF products, so the range is quite wide. And sort of on that topic too, you're used to me just doing a lot of collage work at the moment, and that was because in the previous craft room I didn't really have the facilities to do much else. But now that the craft room is sorted, I'm going to be doing videos on like home decor pieces, going to do jelly printing, going to work on 12 by 12 projects, going to look at journaling. So I'm going to really widen the expanse on this, guys. So watch this space, basically. Right. I do want to add that at some point, but I've got the fish to go as well. I think now is the time I need to make a decision as to what's going to be the piece that goes on. It's obviously not the flamingo. I'm quite being drawn to the crab, to be honest. Do crabs technically live they do live underwater. Well, actually, this is something found underwater. Yes, I could find a crab underwater. There you go. I think I just like the colour of it. This is rice paper. The reason I'm not cutting it is because it's always better to tear it. Now, I could have taken a wet brush, just a slightly wet brush, and actually run a line around this, and then it would almost have dissolved, and I could have just torn it a lot easier. But there's fibres in rice paper, and those fibres sometimes do not like to tear. Some of them can be quite thick, and you need to actually cut them. Right, I think I'll take that down just a bit, because that seems to be quite a dominant piece there. I think Mr. Crab could go there quite easily. We'll take a little bit off there, just because that looks a lot like a straight line. Not that I object to a straight line, but that one maybe. Right, now because it's rice paper, if I got a clean surface to glue on, which I do, I can actually just do this with a glue stick. Now, if this was tissue paper, I could probably do it with this, but if it was like napkin or something like that, I would never get away with it. So that's why I reach for rice paper quite often, because it's a lot more forgiving. I can put this down. I could actually peel this back up at the moment if I didn't think it was in the right place, and re-glue it. Right, I like that. I'm wondering whether I want to add this little piece somewhere else, because I quite like the idea of that a little bit. Let's take that bit off there. Let's stuck with my fingers. Get off. There you go. That's one of those fibres. You see, they're quite substantial fibres. Right, I'm going to cut that because I don't need all of that white. And then I'm going to glue this piece down. There you go. I'm quite looking forward to the day when this is all finished and do a final flip through. I think it's going to be quite interesting to see how from week to week the mood of the collage changed with my mood. I mean, it changes quite often. I mean, it's like, just for an example, okay, this is the collage we did about 2 hours ago. Quite considerably different to the one we're doing now. So I think it's just the way the prompts hit you. I tend to read the prompts and I'll pick up something like something found in the water for me suddenly sparked this off. So for me, that was good. Right, okay, so I've got that in. So group of 3. Did I actually put the group of 3 down? I didn't put the group of 3 down, did I? Not yet. Right, what do I want to do for the group of 3? Right, well, I'm thinking these blue suitcases are absolutely obvious to me. Those are too small, those don't fit, the flowers don't fit, and that's just not happening. So it's going to be the group of 3 suitcases. Now, where would I put the group of 3 suitcases? Actually, I don't mind it there. Right, it's going to go there. This is one of my new things about my new way of working, is absolutely no procrastination allowed. I'm going to do my absolute darndest just to get it down there. Go by instinct, which is what I tell everyone else to do. And I have been reasonably good with it. However, I haven't been perfect with it, have I? I have flagged slightly, and I have slipped into Mr. Procrastination quite often. Right, I pulled out this because I thought I wanted it. I like the colours, but it's not going to stay, so that's going into the parking lot. What's next on this list? A ribbon, right? Where can I put that little bit of ribbon? just that little something. Do I fancy that there? Where do I fancy that? I think I fancy that right by there. Let's see if I can glue this without tearing it. Yay, I think I did it. So I'm just gonna, I thought I had it the other way up. No, I'm going to keep it that way up. Right. It just seems like a random little piece, but hey, it was a prompt and I'm going to get this if I can. Right, bit of ribbon, bumpy surface. So basically a date. We've got a date. A flag. We haven't got the flags on here yet, so let's pull the old flags in. That's the nicer stamp because it's got, I think that's going to go up there. It's calling me to go up there. So that's tick the flag box if I don't even put any others on there, but I think I want to. Let's just smooth that down. Right, I'm thinking I like the flags going upwards, but is that too much the same as that? I don't really want flags in the top corners. That just feels a bit bizarre to me. I'm going to leave this one a second. I'm going to put it there so I can still see it, but currently that's not really working for me. Okay, what else is on this desk? I wanted to put this stamp in because it's fish, and fish, maybe it needs to be over here somewhere. Maybe by there. That's sort of calling me there. Oops, I should have got a clean book page. Off you come, Mr. Stamp. There you go. If I just put that in. Oh, and there's another date on there as well. So there you go. Plenty of dates on this page. Let's put that in the box. Right. Was there anything else on this table? I feel this needs something. I feel that covers up too much. And it doesn't feel right. So let's see, what would I put up here? Curious. I keep looking at this thinking I want to put the fish there, which I could. Let's see what the fish looks like there. Let's get that off there. Let's tear this down a bit. Now, if you're using rice paper and you're not using a stick glue, you're actually using something like Mod Podge or a Collage glue. If you've actually torn the edges, they almost disappear when you actually glue it down to surface, and those frayed edges almost disappear into the background. It's magical, it's lovely. So it's almost seamless. I don't mind that there. Do I mind there's a ship underneath it? Not overly. I could tear some of this out of it though, so it's not so blocky. I'll stuck to my fingers. Get off. There you go. I'm kind of wanting it there, but I'm kind of unsure about covering the schematic of the boat up. I think it's going to have to go there. That's sort of just, it's calling to me, and as I said, I'm trying not to procrastinate. I'm trying to make sure that I'm going by my gut instinct, and my gut instinct is to put it there. So guess what? That's what's going to go. There you go. I'm not covering up that date, so I feel good about that. Actually, you can see enough of it, the boat through there, so that's why. Okay, I'm liking that balance now. I'm not liking the stamp, however. I'm wondering whether we might actually be done. I still haven't put anything up there, have I? Wonder wonder if I tore that down. Let's see if I can get a bit creative with this. I wonder whether that looks okay up there. It looks a bit lined up. That's my... having a quandary moment. Part of me wishes I put that further up, to be honest. Now I could come in with a bit of this. Let's try that. Let's tear the edge off that, because that will balance with that one then. And maybe we can lay something over it if needed. So how are you all doing? I'm looking forward to actually getting back to your comments, not live, but current, let's put it that way. I mean, I've caught up with all the previous comments. I've answered every single comment that I've seen. I have answered. Sometimes it's lengthy, sometimes it's a thank you, sometimes you're welcome, sometimes it's a few words, sometimes it's a lot of words. It is what it is. I mean, I didn't want to be writing War and Peace every time I answered a comment, but also I wanted to show the respect and thanks that you actually had sat down and commented, and it was lovely to read them all. And there's lots of people all over the world. It's nice to hear. I mean, there's people in Canada, Mexico, New Zealand, Australia, America, the UK, obviously. Lots and lots of you out there. I was like, yay, lots of people. Okay, that's feeling a little better now. I'm not convinced by that. I'm still not convinced the stamps are the right thing to put in there. I really am not convinced by those stamps whatsoever. Okay, have I got all on here? Date, a group of 3, a flag, something underwater, ribbon. Right, I've got everything on there. I wonder. Let's pull the washi box out, people. I've got a project coming up too. I've held back on buying new washi for a really long time because I wanted to reduce my washi. And what I'm now going to do is I've bought a new product to actually use to store my washi. So I'm going to take you on that journey, do a bit of a product review on it, and see whether you like it and see whether it works for me. So, right, so I've pulled out some washis that have got sea themes on them. So if I can find the end of them, which is usually the challenge. See, those are quite thin. All right, let's take this off, because as you know, I like to glue my washi down. So I think if I do just little pieces here and there, that'll just add a little delicate nature to it. So yes, so watch out for that. I bought something new to store my washi with, and hopefully it'll work. Hopefully it'll be a new way of storing them that will be easier for me to access. I'll be able to see them all, which is usually half the problem. I know I have washi. I look for the washi and I can't find it because it's buried in the bottom of a box somewhere. So, right. Okay, some of you are probably wondering, why is he gluing washi when washi is sticky? It may be sticky, but it doesn't mean it's going to stick. Because washi by nature is almost a removable tape. So that's why, basically. There's a fun little octopus on this piece. Don't know where Mr. Octopus is going to go, but it's a fun little octopus. So yes, I always stick my washi down. I mean, in something like this planner, I probably don't need to, because to be honest with you, it's probably going to be okay, because someone's not going to be opening and closing this book all the time. If, however, I'm using it for a junk journal or a journal, I would never, ever not stick it down. Right, this one's got fish stuff on it as well. I'll do a couple of thin pieces of this. This spread has turned out very, very delicate looking, which sort of wasn't what I thought it was going to be honest, but that's not a problem. It does feel as if it's lacking a pop of something though. I just don't know what that pop of something is, or I'd be putting it on the page. Well, I put it on the page if I hadn't stuck the washi to this glue book. So yeah, it's weird. I haven't done any crafting for about 3 weeks, and it feels really weird trying to get back into it. I mean, I don't know why. It just feels odd because I haven't done it for 3 weeks, as I said, or possibly 4 weeks, to be honest with you. It just, I don't know, I did miss it. I was surprised how much I missed coming into my craft cave and actually working. I think that's enough of the washes. Right, it still looks like it's lacking something. I just cannot tell you what that something is at the present. It's as if it needs a focal point of some sort, but I don't know what that is. Maybe it's not meant to have a focal point. How about that for a decision? Let's have a quick look around me and see what else I've got. I do feel it needs something to make it go pop. I just don't know what that pop is. Right. Obviously butterflies are not going to work. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at some of the ephemera in the ephemera book and see what actually is in here that might be. So I'll stick the book to that. Let's go from the back to the front, because sometimes I need to sort out the rest of the ephemera too. Right, flowers are not going to work. Fairies and toadstools and that are not going to work. A whale. Did you put a whale in there? Would I put a whale in there? A whale is a pretty big thing to put on this page. Not that one, obviously. I'll get off my finger here. No, not feeling those. I've forgotten all about those, to be honest. So, right, they can all sit back in there. Let's pull that back up so you can see what we're looking at. No. Clock wouldn't work. I wonder whether anything over here does. There's sort of stickers that sort of, they don't suggest the sea to me. Oh, a skull. Would a skull fit? I don't see why there would be the reason of a skull. I mean, unless you're thinking pirate treasure and things like that. I've got some tickets, but I don't feel tickets works well. I could put a seabird on here. I'm not hating that. Let's let that one sit for a moment or two, shall we? Yeah, everything else is pretty much butterflies and flowers, not the sort of thing that I'd be putting on here. I mean, I do have those on a wire, but this doesn't feel like that sort of birds on a wire doesn't work for me there. I think we're going to put that down. I think that might be just what I was thinking of, and if it isn't, it is now. Right, let's get a clean one of these and let's stick him down. See if I can do this without ripping his little legs off. I'm quite bad at doing that. Okay, successfully did that, says he, famous last words. Now that felt like the right place for it, but if I go up a bit, that will help me fill in that corner that I'm not overly happy with. I think that worked. That feels like it worked. Give me 1 second. Just want to have one more look around and see if there's anything else that really pulls me. I'm thinking there's a little bit of black there and there's a little bit of black there. And I'm wondering whether black is the thing that's missing. It's one of those colours that I don't really reach for that often, because I like colour, and of course black is black the lack of colour or all colours? I can never remember that. However, black is the one colour that actually makes all other colours come alive. So I'm going to change this up down here. And I'm going to stick this over this piece of washi because that bit of washi is just lost down in that corner. I think some of these edges probably need, yeah, that needs a bit of a trim anyway. So right, just make sure that's on the bottom edge. Let's move it over if I can, and I'll trim that straight to that edge. Right, so that's that bit. I think already I'm liking this a little bit better. Just having a little darker area in this. If I just put 3 pieces of this washi on here, and I think I might be okay with that. Isn't it funny? I can't tell you why I put things where I put them. I just put things where I put them. I think one more little piece up there. I think just by there. I'll leave that bit sticking over because I want to trim the edge of that flat. Right, okay, I think we're done. I think I need to clear the decks a little bit. I don't feel this was the easiest of ones for me to do. I did struggle slightly with this. So you need to trim a few of these little edges off. Anything else need trimming on that page? Oh, there was. It was this. That needs to come off. I don't think anything needed trimming on this one. No, but this edge looks like it wants to come up. Guess what? I didn't glue that bit probably. Right. So I think we're going to call that done and dusted for that one. So there you go. That was number 22, I believe. We're about halfway through the year, I don't know. 52 weeks in the year. No, we're near it. Okay, got another few to go. We're not halfway through yet. Okay, I can't say it's my favourite. I did struggle slightly. We met all the criteria. It's very different from the previous one. And who knows, well, I'm not going to turn and look at the next one because that would be cheating. I will get on to the next one next week. Hopefully you enjoyed this, guys. Remember, social media is a really important part of keeping things being shared, keeping this momentum going that I'm trying to build up. So I'd love you to like me, favourite me, share me, subscribe to me. It'd be great if you can do that for me. Thank you very much, guys. I will jump on and answer your comments. Try and do it every morning before I actually start work. That way it keeps current and it doesn't actually overwhelm me. So thank you for joining me. My name's Ceri. I'm Ceri the Crafter. That's C-E-R-I the Crafter. Signing off now. Bye-bye now.